It's early morning. The alarm clock rings at 5:30 a.m. A young man named Arjun, filled with motivation from the night before, sits up in bed. He promised himself, "Tomorrow, I'll start my new routine. I'll exercise, read for an hour, and work on my goals." But as the cold air hits his face, that motivation fades. His mind whispers, "Just 5 more minutes." 5 minutes become 30, and soon it's 8 a.m. The day begins, and the dream is postponed again. Sounds familiar, right? We've all been Arjun at some point, full of dreams, but short on discipline. And this is exactly where Curtis Leone's book, Self-Discipline Mindset, comes in. It's not about temporary motivation. It's about building the mental muscle that helps you push through, even when you don't feel like it. In this audiobook summary, we'll explore how self-discipline can transform your life, why motivation fades but discipline stays, and how to build that unstoppable mindset step by step. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into the mind of discipline. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Self-Discipline. Curtis Leone begins by making one thing clear: discipline isn't a talent, it's a choice. Most people believe success is about luck, timing, or intelligence. But Leone argues that self-discipline is the real backbone of achievement. Every successful person you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs, is not driven by bursts of motivation but by consistent habits built through discipline. He says, "Motivation is what gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going." To build that mindset, you first need to understand the nature of your mind. Your brain constantly seeks comfort. It wants to avoid pain, challenges, and discomfort. It's programmed for survival, not success. That means, if you follow your feelings, you'll always choose the easier path. But if you follow your commitments, you'll walk the path that leads to greatness. Leone emphasizes this simple truth: discipline is doing what you must do, even when you don't want to do it. That's the secret. Chapter 2: Why Motivation Isn't Enough. Motivation feels great, but it's short-lived. Think about the last time you watched an inspiring video or read a powerful quote. You felt unstoppable for an hour, maybe even a day. But what happened next? The excitement faded, and reality took over. Curtis Leone explains that motivation is like a spark, bright but temporary. Discipline, on the other hand, is the firewood that keeps the flame burning long after motivation dies. He uses a powerful analogy. If motivation is the engine, discipline is the fuel. Without fuel, the engine can't move, no matter how powerful it is. Leone says that people often wait for motivation to strike before taking action, but successful people reverse the order. They take action first, and motivation follows after. That's why disciplined people don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" They ask, "What needs to be done?" This small mental shift changes everything. Chapter 3: The Power of Habits. The next key idea Curtis Leone explores is how habits shape your destiny. He reminds us that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. Habits are automatic behaviors that save your brain energy. So, if your habits are destructive, procrastinating, scrolling endlessly, skipping responsibilities, your life will reflect that chaos. But if your habits are productive, reading daily, exercising, focusing, your life will move upward effortlessly. Leone suggests building habits through the rule of consistency. Start small but never skip. He says, "It's not about intensity, it's about consistency." For example, instead of promising to work out for an hour daily, commit to 10 minutes every day without fail. Over time, those 10 minutes will turn into a natural rhythm, and that rhythm builds identity. You start to see yourself as someone disciplined. And that's where true transformation begins, when your habits align with your identity. Because once you believe you are a disciplined person, your brain starts acting like it. Chapter 4. Delaying Gratification. Another major principle of the self-discipline mindset is the power of delayed gratification. Curtis Leone references a famous study, the marshmallow test. Children were offered 1 marshmallow now or 2 marshmallows if they waited for a few minutes. Years later, the researchers found that those who waited, the ones who could delay gratification, performed better in life, relationships, and careers. Why? Because they had the ability to resist short-term pleasure for long-term gain. In simple terms, they had discipline. Leone says, every time you delay instant gratification, you strengthen your self-control muscle. That means when you resist the urge to scroll through your phone and instead focus on your goals, you are not missing out. You are training your mind. He explains that self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The beauty of this is that it compounds. Every act of control today makes it easier tomorrow. So, if you are building a business, learning a new skill, or trying to change your habits, remember, every time you say no to comfort, you are saying yes to your future self. Chapter 5. Emotional Control, the Heart of Discipline. One of the most powerful parts of the book is when Leone talks about emotional discipline. He says that lack of discipline is not about laziness, it's about emotional reaction. When you get angry, frustrated, or bored, your brain looks for easy escape routes, like social media, food, or distractions. But disciplined people don't react emotionally. They respond intentionally. Leone writes, you can't control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. To develop emotional control, he suggests 3 practical steps. Pause before reacting. Take a breath before responding to any stressful situation. Name the feeling. Identify what emotion you are experiencing: anger, boredom, frustration. Naming it reduces its power. Choose your action. Decide consciously what your next step should be, not what your emotions demand. This simple process trains your brain to think before acting, which is the essence of discipline. Chapter 6. Building Mental Toughness. Curtis Leone also talks about how to strengthen your mental toughness. He says life will test you. Discipline is not built in comfort, it's built in adversity. Every challenge, every failure, every difficult day is a chance to toughen your mindset. He encourages readers to embrace discomfort. Instead of running from hard things, seek them out intentionally. Whether it's waking up early, facing rejection, or pushing yourself to finish that extra rep. He calls this concept voluntary discomfort. By choosing challenges before they are forced upon you, you develop the mental resilience to handle anything. Leone writes, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. And the more you choose your long-term goals over short-term comfort, the more unshakable your mind becomes. Chapter 7. The Daily System. Leone doesn't stop at theory. He provides a practical routine for building self-discipline daily. Here's his simple 5-step system. Start your day with a win. Do something small but intentional right after waking, like making your bed or doing 5 push-ups. Set clear priorities. Write down the top 3 things that must be done today. Use time blocks. Focus on one task at a time for a set period, say 45 minutes, then take a 10-minute break. Avoid temptations. Keep your phone away when working. Discipline starts with environment design. End with reflection. Before sleeping, Write what you did well and what you'll improve tomorrow. These small, daily wins create a structure that reinforces discipline. Over time, your life becomes a reflection of your systems, not your moods. Chapter 8: Self-Discipline and Purpose. Curtis Leone ends the first half of his book by connecting discipline to purpose. He says, "Without purpose, discipline feels like punishment. With purpose, it becomes power." That's a powerful statement. If you're disciplined but don't know why, you'll burn out. But if your discipline is tied to a deeper meaning, like providing for your family, achieving mastery, or building your dream life, every sacrifice becomes meaningful. Purpose gives direction to your discipline. It turns effort into fulfillment. So, when you wake up tired or unmotivated, remember your why. Because your purpose is the engine that keeps your discipline alive. Chapter 9: Conquering Procrastination. Curtis Leone begins this section with a blunt truth. Procrastination is the silent killer of dreams. We don't lose because of lack of opportunity. We lose because we delay taking action. Leone explains that procrastination is not laziness, it's emotional avoidance. When a task feels uncomfortable or uncertain, our mind protects us by delaying it. But the longer we wait, the harder it becomes to start. He introduces a powerful tool to break this cycle: the 5-minute rule. Here's how it works. When you don't feel like doing something, promise yourself to do it for just 5 minutes. That's it. Whether it's cleaning your room, writing, studying, or exercising, start for 5 minutes. Once you begin, momentum takes over. Because action creates motivation, not the other way around. Leone writes, "You don't need to feel ready to start. You need to start to feel ready." The moment you act, you break the mental resistance. And that's the key to defeating procrastination: action before emotion. Chapter 10: The Discipline Loop. Curtis Leone describes discipline as a loop of behavior, a cycle that feeds itself. The loop goes like this: commitment 2, action 3, progress 4, confidence 5, more action. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you strengthen that loop. You start trusting yourself more. That trust builds confidence, and confidence makes discipline easier. But when you break promises, skipping goals, giving excuses, you weaken that trust. So Leone urges, never break promises you make to yourself. They are the foundation of your inner strength. Start small. Keep those small promises, like waking up on time or finishing a task you started. Over time, your self-trust becomes unshakable. And when self-trust grows, discipline becomes effortless. Chapter 11: Self-Discipline in Health and Body. Leone emphasizes that the body and mind are deeply connected. A disciplined body supports a disciplined mind. He says, if you can't control what you eat, how can you control your destiny? He's not talking about perfection or strict dieting, but awareness and control. When you decide what to eat instead of being ruled by cravings, you practice discipline. He shares 3 powerful daily habits to strengthen physical discipline. Move your body daily. Even 20 minutes of walking or exercise builds momentum and clarity. Eat intentionally. Ask yourself before every meal, will this bring me closer to or farther from my best self? Rest strategically. Discipline isn't just about doing more, it's about doing right. Proper sleep and recovery make your discipline sustainable. When you master your body, your mind follows. Every push-up, every healthy choice, every early morning wake-up is a vote for the person you want to become. Chapter 12: Self-Discipline and Focus. We live in a world full of distractions, constant notifications, endless scrolling, and instant entertainment. Curtis Leone calls focus the modern superpower. He says that lack of focus is not lack of ability, it's the result of untrained attention. And self-discipline is what trains it. He offers a few techniques to reclaim your focus. The focus window. Work in focused bursts of 45 minutes, followed by a 10-minute break. This trains your brain to work deeply in short cycles. Digital detox. Turn off non-essential notifications. Keep your phone out of sight during important tasks. Single task rule. Never multitask. Do one thing fully, finish it, and move on. Leone says, every time you resist distraction, you sharpen your mind. Over time, this turns into laser-like concentration, a skill that sets you apart from 99% of people. Chapter 13. Discipline and Consistency. Curtis Leone argues that consistency is the true sign of discipline. Anyone can work hard for a week, but disciplined people stay consistent even when progress seems invisible. He uses a metaphor of planting bamboo. When you plant bamboo, nothing seems to happen for years. You water it daily, see no visible growth, but underground the roots are spreading. Then, suddenly, it shoots up several feet in a single season. That's how discipline works. At first, you see no results, but your habits are building strong roots beneath the surface. So, when you feel like quitting, remember, your roots are growing even when you can't see them. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. Because the moment you stop showing up is the moment growth stops too. Chapter 14. Overcoming Failure. Failure, Leone says, is the ultimate test of discipline. Anyone can stay disciplined when things go right. But true discipline shows when everything goes wrong, when your plans fail, when you face rejection, or when life doesn't go as expected. He writes, failure isn't the opposite of discipline, it's a part of it. The key is to fail forward, to use each failure as a lesson, not a verdict. Leone suggests a mindset shift. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Disciplined people don't let emotions define them. They analyze, adjust, and continue. He also says, when discipline meets failure, resilience is born. Every time you get up after falling, your mental strength doubles. Chapter 15. The Role of Environment. Curtis Leone highlights that your environment can either fuel or destroy discipline. He reminds us, you can't stay strong in a weak environment. That means your surroundings, your habits, and the people you interact with all influence your level of self-control. He shares practical steps to build a discipline-friendly environment. Remove temptations. Keep distractions out of sight. Surround yourself with disciplined people. Their energy and habits will elevate yours. Design routines that make good decisions automatic. For example, keep your gym clothes ready at night or place your book on your desk to remind you to read. Leone says, environment design is self-discipline in disguise. When you set up your life to make good choices easy and bad ones hard, you win before the battle begins. Chapter 16. Self-discipline and Identity. Curtis Leone introduces a deep concept here, identity-based discipline. He explains that long-lasting discipline doesn't come from forcing yourself to act. It comes from becoming the type of person who naturally acts that way. In other words, don't just say, I want to be disciplined. Say, I am a disciplined person. That subtle shift changes everything. Because your brain always works to stay consistent with your identity. If you identify as someone disciplined, your actions will automatically align with that belief. Leone says, the strongest form of motivation is when your habits match your identity. So, instead of chasing habits, build identity. Each small act of self-control reinforces your belief, and soon, you no longer try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. Chapter 17. Gratitude and Self-Respect. Leone closes the book with two powerful emotional lessons: gratitude and self-respect. He says that self-discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect in action. When you wake up early, eat healthy, or stick to your goals, you are showing respect to your future self. He also explains how gratitude strengthens discipline. When you are thankful for what you have, you stop seeking constant pleasure. Gratitude grounds you. It brings focus to progress, not perfection. Leone writes, discipline without gratitude becomes torture. Gratitude without discipline becomes complacency. Together, they create balance. A disciplined life, guided by gratitude, becomes joyful, not restrictive. Chapter 18. The Disciplined Mindset. In his final chapter, Curtis Leone defines what it truly means to have a self-disciplined mindset. He says it's not about perfection or rigidity. It's about alignment, aligning your actions with your values, your habits with your goals, and your daily behavior with the person you wish to become. A disciplined mindset means doing the right thing even when no one's watching, staying calm when things go wrong, keeping promises you make to yourself, choosing long-term gains over short-term pleasure, and most importantly, believing that you are in control of your life. Because at its core, self-discipline is freedom. Freedom from laziness, from distraction, from regret. Leone closes with this message: when you master discipline, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you master life. And that brings us to the end of Self-Discipline Mindset by Curtis Leone. In this two-part summary, we learned that motivation fades, but discipline endures. Small habits create massive change. Emotional control and consistency are the pillars of strength. Your environment, identity, and purpose shape your mindset. And the ultimate goal of discipline isn't control, it's freedom. Remember, self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, no matter what. If you enjoyed this audiobook summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Audiobooks by Alexa for more inspiring book summaries that help you grow every day. Until next time, stay focused, stay strong, and build the mindset that shapes your destiny.